Now, when a creditor has done all that they can to recover a debt, they're often left with no choice but to write it off. Well, that's where data and technology company TDX Group can step in to deliver intelligent data insights and build a better picture of the customer, which leads to positive returns. Our reporter Sarah Lockett finds out more.
At TDX Group in Nottingham, it's the start of another day, and what they're doing here is making connections, not with each other, but between the many different factors that build up a picture of someone in debt, and this typically leads to better recovery rates.
Our customers are the creditors, and we sit in between the creditors and all of the organisations that then engage with their customers, either consumers or businesses. And our very clear view and our value proposition is if we sit in the middle, there is a better outcome both for the consumer and the business that has the debt and the creditor that is our customer effectively.
The data connected together includes credit information, county court judgments, insolvency proceedings, house moves, spending patterns and many other factors. So what are we looking at here?
Here we're looking at a representation of the segmentation that we might use.
The information is used to segment consumers and recommend different courses of action called treatment paths.
It could be that we identify that the customer is deceased. Equally, it could be someone who's in financial difficulties. Another example might be that we don't know where that consumer is anymore. So there might be some trace activity to identify where we believe that consumer to be. What you say to one consumer is not what you should say to another consumer. And if you don't properly differentiate the treatment path, you just treat everybody the same. So for example, someone who's in financial difficulties needs to know that they can speak to someone about that it's not threatening, and that someone is going to be on the end of the phone willing to listen.
The main reasons for debt are ill health, family breakdown and loss of or changes in employment, but there are many factors. TDX, which is owned by the credit reference agency Equifax, receives information on around 90% of the UK's personal insolvency cases and always recommends a personal approach.
Where we identify that a customer is in financial difficulties, at that point you can direct that consumer into a process that means that the whole tone of engagement with them is different, and it's a sensible, open, transparent, caring way of collecting money rather than just assuming that somebody doesn't want to pay and you push them down a traditional debt collection route of really demanding the money.
The company has taken its Make the Connection mentality one step further, and one of its nominated charities is Notts County Football in the Community, which runs social and health-related activities.
The funds is absolutely vital, and we couldn't do it without the funds, but often it's the awareness of actually what we do as a charity and getting that message out there, and companies like TDX are perfect for that. So they'll put events on, they'll raise funds, which are fantastic, but it's also about spreading the word and make people aware of what we do as a charity.
Another charity TDX supports is the Children's Bereavement Centre.
TDX funding has been hugely important to us. Without this funding, we would not have been able to support as many children and families in the local area as we have. Because of TDX Group, it's enabled us to open up more outreach centres throughout the county, meaning that we can bring our services closer to children and families at the worst time when they need us.
So at the moment, it's read the case that they've put in, this 40-page document that we've been sent.
Back in the office, student employee Jake Pagington talks me through a bot he's designed to collate information on someone entering an IVA, or individual voluntary arrangement. Cutting-edge technology runs through the company.
And it's done it in about 2.5 minutes. It can read a proposal in. It usually takes somebody about 10 minutes to input it manually.
The intelligent way that data is being used here, pulling in different pieces of information from lots of different sources, is the opposite of the old approach of sending letter after final demand, and it tries to create a good outcome for everyone, for the consumer and the creditor.
It's that blend of what our customers know about their own customers, what we've built up over almost 14 years of operating in this space, and then the ability to pull down from our parent organisation huge amounts of data that, again, when blended, give us a real unique insight to that consumer or that business.
Sometimes this smarter way of working includes doing nothing or giving a consumer time to recover and hopefully regain them as a paying customer.